Welcome back to RPS Assembly News.
Coming up this week, we have Burkle's Bargains,
New build update,
Brainbusters,
Mighty Ducks,
and so much more. But first, we would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land.
We would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we are gathered and pay our respects to their elders both past and present.
It's been fantastic to be back at school for a whole week.
Let's go over to Mr. Fisher, Will and Tilly for more.
G'day champions, comrades and callers. We're back again for another cracking news desk assembly. So how was your week, guys?
Yeah, it was great.
Pretty good. What have you been doing?
Well, on Wednesday we had the 5-6 sport training for the Winter Lightning Premiership.
Yeah.
In next week.
Next week. So what are you doing in the Winter Lightning Premiership?
I'm playing T-ball.
How about you, Tom?
I'm playing netball.
Netball, very good. Right, I'm in class.
Oh, well, the grade sixes are doing an inquiry project as Australia as a nation. So that's pretty fun.
Pretty fun. And what about going over to the park and that sort of thing? Have you been over to the park this week?
Yeah, it was our 5-6's turn on Wednesday to go over to the park. So
To the park. So it's pretty it's crash hot over there, all the footy going on and the soccer and all that sort of thing, and kids playing on the park. So having a ball at lunchtimes, it's been great and pretty exciting, the building.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. Righto, we better get on with assembly.
Brainbusters this week is featuring the letter. Let's head over to Matilda, Sage and Mia.
Welcome back to Brainbusters! My name's Matilda. My name's Sage. My name's Mia. I wonder what the letter is this week. Let's spin the wheel and find out. Oh, it's the letter M. You know the rules. You have 1 minute and 40 seconds to write down your answers. Time starts now. Good luck! Matilda. I also got Matilda.
And I also got Matilda.
For an animal, I got mouse. I also got mouse.
And I got mouse too.
For an interesting item, I got microchip. I also got microchip.
And I got map.
For a school subject, I got maths. I also got maths.
And I also got maths.
For a teacher's name, I got Mr. Mac. I got Miss Maroon.
And I got Miss Mercer.
For a 6-letter word, I got master.
For a 6-letter word, I got makeup.
And I got market.
For a colour, I got maroon.
I also got maroon.
I got magenta.
For a place, I got Melbourne.
I got Melbourne as well.
And I also got Melbourne.
For a football team, I got Magpies.
I also got magpies.
And I also got magpies.
For a boy's name, I got Michael.
I got Matt.
And I got Matt too.
Thanks for watching Brainbusters!
This week in the new build, the screw poles have been put in.
Let's go over to Mr. Fisher to see what that's all about.
Here we are with Trev down on the building site again. You'll get to know Trevor pretty well. He'll become a bit of a celebrity in his own right. So, Trev, what's actually happening at the moment?
Hey Steve, today we are putting the screw piles in, which holds the building up structurally for support because of the ground's a little bit soft at the first part. So the screw piles, the black poles are going down.
Unbelievable. 6 metres down in the ground.
Meters,
And how do they get them in the ground, Trev?
yeah. With the yellow excavator and just twisting them in. So you can see they twist in and just screw in. They're called screw piles.
Unreal. And then where does the concrete go?
Concrete then sits on top of that. And so yeah, that's all supported.
So when do you reckon this concreting's going to happen?
Concrete is happening late next week.
Late next week.
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting when
Yeah.
all the concrete trucks.
Make sure you're there for it.
Righto, I think all the kids will be looking. All the kids will be looking through the fence,
Yeah.
watching the concrete getting poured. Trev. So this is pretty exciting. So screw poles today.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello everyone. We have a little unusual pet here at Rosebud Primary School. We've got a little ferret. Her name is Ravioli. She's
Like the spaghetti.
Ravioli, like the spaghetti.
Yeah.
She's a beautiful little critter. Very, very, very placid. Doesn't bite. Stinks like a ferret though. But she's gorgeous. She's actually handed in a Peninsula Vet Care, so she's someone's pet. We're trying to find out who it belongs to. So if anyone knows who this little gorgeous ferret belongs to, just contact us at Rosebud Primary. She's obviously been well looked after. She's very, very placid. She doesn't bite, thank God. And Eric's been lucky enough to cuddle her today. Loves being around people. Very interactive, very curious. And Eric asked before what she eats. What's she eat, Eric?
Dry mints,
Yep.
fish,
Yep.
nuts, and I think
Chicken.
chicken.
And gets into everything. My gosh. Sleeps for about 22 hours a day, and then those 2 hours, oh my God.
She's active.
Gets into everything. Cupboard doors, fridges, loves a shower. If you're having a shower, wants to come in. As you can see, she doesn't stop. You know what she's found in there. But like I said, if anyone knows someone who's missing a ferret, here she is, Ravioli. There you go. And by the way, she's a Richmond supporter.
This week, there's a massive contest between Geelong and the Bulldogs.
Let's head over to Mighty Ducks for the tipping.
G'day, welcome back to Mighty Duck Footy Tipping. Isn't Lawson looking good today, Duck?
Hey, whoa, what's all this? What's going on here? You guys taking over our segment? Jeez Louise. I'm trying to eat my lunch and you guys are stealing my show. Right, Alex, let's jump in here and let's get part of it. It's an interesting bunch you've got for the Mighty Ducks now, Lexi. Who are this? Who are these people?
Mason, Charlie, Isla and Polly.
Well, hello, Mighty Ducks. How are you going? You having fun?
Yeah!
Ready to tip some footy?
Yeah!
Who's been watching the footy? Mason, who's your team?
My dad.
You back for the Bombers, do you? Ooh, that's interesting. And you're Charlie?
Yeah, everyone goes for Essendon.
Who do you back for, Charlie?
Essendon?
Essendon, all right. And Ella?
Isla.
Isla, sorry, Isla. Who do you vote for? St Kilda. Well, Mr. Fisher's going to like you, isn't he? And Miss Polly, who do you vote for?
Essendon.
Essendon as well. Wowee. This is going to make interesting tipping for you then, isn't it, Duck?
Yep.
Anyway, g'day and welcome back to the My Duck Footy Tippers. Hello, Lexi.
Hi. Wow.
Right, I actually haven't got our running sheet of who's playing who. Do you remember who the first game is for this week?
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs and Geelong.
Geelong,
Now,
that's
did you sit together with anyone this week to get some tips?
Yes, all of them.
Ah, so, preppies.
It was a handful.
I bet it was. Who did you guys tip?
You two? What is it?
Bulldogs. Bulldogs.
You've tipped Bulldogs.
Yep.
Ooh, that's interesting. I'm going to tip Geelong for that one. Geelong's going to be the team that I think's going to win.
Well,
Second game is Port Adelaide and Gold Coast. Who do we think's going to win that one?
Polly Mason, what is it?
Mason, who's going to win?
Suns.
The Suns. You reckon the Suns, Polly?
Yeah.
I think Port Adelaide are going to win that one. Port Adelaide are going to win comfortably. The next-
Brisbane, North Melbourne. I'm going Brisbane. What are you going, Mr. Houston?
I think Brisbane will win too. I'm not sure that North Melbourne are going to be good enough, unfortunately. And our second last game is GWS versus Carlton. Who's going to win that one, Preppies?
Everyone.
Who's going to win? Go on, Charlie.
Carlton.
Carlton are going to win. Is that who you all said?
We tipped GWS.
GWS.
Oh, a bit of confusion amongst the team here. GWS for you guys. I think GWS as well. And our last game, this is the interesting one that I want to see. Hey, Preps, the last game is Essendon versus Hawthorn. Who did you guys tip?
Essendon. Hawthorn.
Gone against your own team, Lexi. You're outvoted for the first time this season. You wouldn't read about it. I'm going to tip Hawthorn for this one. I think the Hawks are going to win. I think Hawthorn are going to win. You guys are going Essendon?
I'm tipping Hawthorn.
All right, hey Preppies, did you like coming on My Ducks this week?
Yeah.
You were pretty good as our NAB footy stars this week.
Yeah.
Tell you what, we might have to try and do this again.
Yeah.
This is pretty good.
I reckon, Prep D next.
Prep D, you've thrown it out there, Lexi. You're
Prep D
going to
next.
Prep D. All right.
Thanks for watching My Ducks Footy Tippers.
Can everyone give a wave?
Bye. Ciao. Buongiorno. Money, 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 Miss Burkle's bargains. Money, 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 where there's Burkle's bargains?
Hi everyone, we've got Smiley 1, 2 and 3 here from grade 3 today who have been super excited to jump in and have a go at this. They know what they need to do. They wanted to run this section, so off you go.
Welcome to Miss Burkle's bargains.
They know what to do, you know what to do at home. Let's hope you can get them all in the correct order. So, from least expensive all the way up to most expensive, you've got 30 seconds. Let's go.
Wait, is that the least expensive? I don't think so. That's most expensive. This or no, what is it? No, this is really expensive.
You have 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Okay. All right, let's see how they've gone. I'm very sorry. You did a wonderful job, but this time round, you haven't got them correct. You do have one in the right spot though, but don't worry. I'm feeling generous and I'm going to help you. So can you help me go Zam and help me create magic to move them? 1, 2, 3. Zam! Oh, okay. So for everyone at home, this is the order that you needed to get. Well done though, you did a fantastic job. And hopefully next week we might have a little bit more luck here at school. We hope you did well at home, but for now,
Bye.
We've had some amazing success with cross country this year.
Over to Mr. Mack for more.
Oh, that'll do. I reckon. Come on down here, you guys. Well done. I'll tell you what we've got here. We've got our cross-country champions on Mr. Max Mike, and I've got my drink here. I'm just about to have a sip because we've just done a really hard training, and I want to find out about the cross-country. Now, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on, Abby, with the cross-country? Because it's had a little bit of a change due to COVID, all right? Tell us what you've done and what we missed out on and when the next one is.
Well, division got cancelled.
So
and
district division got cancelled?
And the top 3 places in districts are going off to regionals.
Right, so the top 3 places. So Emmy and Isla, can you tell us what you finished in district?
I came 6th and I came 8th.
6th and 8th. That is a huge effort from you two. Unfortunately, because they're taking top 3, COVID has sort of put a bit of a foil on your plans to go through to the next level because they're only taking top 3. But I want to congratulate you from the whole school on your placings, because not only were you good enough to make the school side, but you also got to run at that level, and finishing top 10 was a huge effort. And unfortunately, COVID said, no, you can't go any further, and we have to put up with that, don't we? But I know you two are going to be superstars in the athletics team, so I look forward to that. All right? Now, you 3 guys, obviously, can you tell us what you finished?
3rd, 2nd and 3rd.
And I also had Rachel Rybold, who's not here, who finished 2nd as well. Now, can I just a quick question for you guys? Abby, I've asked you a question at the start. I reckon, Rube, tell us a little bit about, are you excited? It's a different track because I'm pretty sure it's at Hastings. Are you excited for it? Have you been training?
Yes, I have.
Good. Well, over the holidays, you'll even have more training to do, I think. Well, knowing that we've got a different track to go on, do you, when you go out to race, have you got a tactic? Do you like to sit up the front? Do you like to set a pace at the start? Do you like to, distance yourself? What is it that you have in your mind when you're running?
Well, I sort of don't go out too hard at the start, but try to stay in a pretty good position. Yeah.
Okay, so don't go too hard and you just sort of try to pace yourself a little bit. Well, you're all obviously wonderful runners, because to finish in the top 10 at that level is a tremendous effort. So well done, girls, and good luck for the future, and all the best for you guys. Week 2, Tuesday, I'm pretty sure, is your race. So all the best from the school to the 3 of you guys. Now, we're going to go to a bit of a blast from the past. So I'm going to snap my fingers in a minute, and I'm going to be in a total different meeting with somebody a lot of you know. Welcome to a segment that I haven't actually run before. It's called Where Are They Now? And as you know, I was just chatting to our school cross-country team, and they're so looking forward to what's coming up, and people are probably wondering why, Troy, you're sitting here. So I'm going to start it off with the reason why I brought you in now is because it links to that team. You have a history at this school, that you were involved in cross-country when you were here, and we want to find out more about it. Because am I right in saying you did prep to grade 6 at this school?
Yes, that's correct, yep. And Rosebud through and through.
Rosebud through and through. And ironically, what I will say to the viewers is, the reason I know you ran cross-country is because recently I went to a dress-up party and you were wearing something quite unique. Can you show the viewers what you were wearing?
Yeah, well, it was a little bit tight, as you saw, Mr. Mac. I put on a couple of kilos, but this was the old trusty cross-country. It was actually called, we called it the Rosebud Rad Runners. Yeah, Rosebud Primary School cross-country team. So it does still fit, but yeah, my belly button was sticking out at the party the other night, wasn't it?
It was sticking out at the party, but
I still have it, yeah.
I loved it. I love that you're still wearing it. It just shows pride for the school, and also pride for the fact that you've represented the school in cross-country. Now, have you got a medal too that you can show us?
Yeah, so this is the first one. Actually, I dug it out the other day when the girls did the school cross-country. It's pretty cool. They don't even have ribbon on their back in the black and white 1900s. So that was my first, that was prep. I rocked up to the village green there, and Mr. Fisher set it all out, and apparently we're doing the cross country. I didn't even know what cross country was. And they said, on your marks, get set, go, and I ran as fast as my little legs would go and got one of these at the end. And then from then on, I thought, gee, I'm pretty handy at this, I might keep doing it.
Keep doing it. So Village Green, it's ironic you say Village Green, because Mr. Smith and I have just changed it back to pretty much, well, the next area over where we have the market, and we run it there. So when you saw that track that we were running the other day, did that bring back a few memories?
Yeah, it did. It certainly did. I loved it. I was down there up on the bank watching the kids and cheering them on. But we started on the Village Green, went down to the pier, and then on the way back we did a lap of the Village Green, and everyone was cheering and carrying on. So pretty similar.
Fantastic. What years did you, because I was going through the archives at school and I found a photo of you and Stebsy and those people, and I can't remember who the third one was, but in that photo of the cross country, and that's what brought it up with me as well. What year did you run? Do you remember the years you ran for the school?
So I was 1981, I was a baby, so we probably 87 through to 93. I think 93 is when I left grade 6, so that'd be about right.
Okay, and our current team trains. We train on a Tuesday morning before school, nice and early, and we started off with about 50 odd, and we're down now to 6, which has, as I said in the last segment, has cut down to now 4 running through the division. We train on a Tuesday morning. We train on a Thursday morning as well, which is open to the whole school. Did you do training back in the day?
Yeah, so the Red Runners thing I mentioned earlier, my mum and Brendan Moore was probably the other kid in the photo.
Yep.
His mum would come down, so my mum, Brendan's mum, would be standing down. I can't actually remember where it was, but we used to run around the whole school. Yep. And Biggie Bench Playground, you run up the stairs there, all the way around, and you get a ticket. So they, rain, hail or shine, would stand giving you little tickets, and at the end of it you count your tickets up, and I think Mr. Fish made it 500 metres, but it's probably only about 300. And then at the end of the year there was a big chart, and it said how many kilometres you'd ran. I'm not sure if Mr. Fish has still got that somewhere, but let's just exaggerate, we did about 1,000 kilometres.
Always sounds better as the years go on.
Yep.
Can you tell us a little bit about, knowing, if we just branch away a little bit from cross country, what's your best memory of Rosebud Primary School?
Just everything. The school camps were good. They still are good, aren't they?
Camps are great.
I loved my sport, so the sport was amazing. And Mr. Fish, who is still here, you know, he was a sports teacher, not the principal back then. Probably had more hair than he has now as well. You know, the sport programs were amazing. I just loved the cross country, or the winter and summer inter-school sports. The one down at Trimble Road, the Athletics Day. The sport was really good, but the teachers were awesome back then, and I was lucky enough to go on the school camp a couple of weeks ago with yourself and Eve in grade 5, and the teachers are just as good, if not better now. Like, this place is just amazing. So
yeah, it is, and I think about you saying that, and know that, you know, the academic side of it would have been, you know, it's all part of school. It's probably 90% of what we do here, but the 10% that sort of comes in from the extracurricular is so important.
Yep.
I look at someone like you. You're a product of that, who's come through and gone. Sometimes kids come to school and they want to do the extracurricular, which is the icing on the cake for the academics. So I think you're a tried, true and tested case of that. You loved it, and it's what brought you to school, but on the flip side, you've done quite well. Now on that, what do you do now? What is it that you do?
So you can probably tell by my hands, I'm a motor mechanic, got grease everywhere. So yeah, I left, actually left school a bit earlier than probably should have. Halfway through year 11, had the opportunity to become an apprentice mechanic. So I took that and did that for about nearly 11 years at the same place where I did my apprenticeship, and then I decided I wanted to run my own show. So we opened up a workshop in Jumana, and we've now been there 13 years, and we have about 4 staff on there at the moment. So yeah, it's been pretty good.
Very successful. Well done, mate. And all that stuff you did in the early days at Rosebud Primary School would have paid off with what you're doing now, and especially even, you're still running, aren't you? Just on that, you've got a run plan. I know COVID sort of put a stop to that, but you still do a lot of running.
Yeah, well I did. I must admit I have. Yeah, the last 2 years I've sort of slowed up, but yeah, I was doing cross countries, and then sort of got out into half marathons, and then I did a couple of marathons, and then I actually, ironically, sort of got a bit sick of the running. I wanted to mix it up a bit, so I thought I would do triathlons, but I was horrified of the water. So the only way to conquer your fears is to face them. So I learned how to swim, so I could do a triathlon, and then actually pushed myself to get up and did the 2015 Melbourne Ironman. So
well done.
And on that too, kids, just remember it's not about winning. I came about 953rd, but geez, I think back to that day, conquering that, and you know, whether it's at work or just in life, any problems that do occur, doing a challenge like that where you've really pushed yourself. It just makes, it's just a life skill that you have forever, that determination, never giving up, all this cross-country stuff, work ethic, all these values that you guys have here at the school still now. You know, back when Steve was my sports teacher, those values are carrying through, and like I do them in my everyday life, so it's all good.
Well, that's great, mate. And I think we've got a couple of people in here to ask you a couple of questions here. We talk about bloodlines, and there's some really important people who I'm going to bring in right now to ask you a couple of questions. I don't know if you know these people, but I'm going to invite them in. Come on in, girls. We've got Sadie, Polly, and we've got Eve. I'm not sure if you know this man sitting over here, but you got a question for him.
We're getting new buildings this year. Can you tell us a bit about what the buildings were like when you were at this school?
Absolutely. So when we arrived in the horse and cart, no, that's not true. We didn't really. The main building that's still here that was there is the old building down the. I think it's for after school care. Is it? Is that the one that was obviously there? That's been there for a long time, but that was there. The school hall was there, and then I think the office was probably the only other building because all this prep area here was sort of like old school technology, which has been moved over the years, and then all this new wing here. Well, that was. I think it was probably where we used to play in the gum trees where the brick fell out of the tree and cracked my head, which the girls know the story about that one.
All right, who's next? Polly, did you want to ask a question? All right, go for it.
What was it like when Mr. Fisher was your sport teacher?
Oh, Polly, like I said earlier, he was a superstar. He had the best programs. My favourite one probably was the water safety program where we got to go out in the boat. But he's, again, back to work ethic. That bloke would be here at 4:30 in the morning, parked out there where he's still there on Jetty Road, and he'd be setting up, and then you'd go home after school, but he'd be still here at 9 o'clock packing up. So back to that work ethic thing, that's the one thing he's taught me about, work ethic. So.
And I think we're lucky girls, aren't we, too, because Mr. Smith has picked up that bat and he's absolutely run with it. He's a superstar PE teacher as well, isn't he?
Spot on, yes.
Okay. Yep. Eve, you got a question too?
What was sport like when you were little?
It hasn't changed that much. Technology's changed, hasn't it, with balls and bats and things like that. But again, it goes back to just having a crack, really. The sport programs were the same. It was still your footy. Cricket was big back in the olden days, but footy and basketball seem to be pretty popular here, don't they? I did play a little bit of basketball, but yeah, the sporting program, I mean, like Mr. Mack just said, Mr. Smith is doing a great job and it's just evolving to bigger and better things, but it certainly was pretty good back in the day as well.
Well, thanks, girls, for your question. Now, for viewers who I'm sure you know, all the Palmer girls here are Troy's daughters and Beth. Now, girls, talking about cross country, I want to finish on this. Cross country's a long way, and it's a good challenge. You three are all good runners. I know that because I saw you at the last cross country. It's a long way, and you've got to go long distance, and you've got to run it. You three, with Mum and Dad, are about to embark on something a little bit bigger. Am I right in saying that tomorrow you're planning, COVID obviously helping, to go around Australia? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Eve, are you, what's exciting you the most about this trip you're about to go on?
Just seeing all the nice things that we haven't seen before.
Well done, Sadie. Are you excited about that too? Just the different things you're going to see and the experiences you're going to have?
Yes.
Yeah, well done. And I'm wondering whether, is there a place that you're sitting back and saying, Sadie, a place you're sitting back and saying, I can't wait to see this town or this place or this landmark? Is there something you're excited about? Is there an area you're going to that you're more excited to than another?
I'm excited to go to the Pearl Farm.
Oh, where's that?
Where is it?
Cygnet Bay.
Cygnet Bay. Wow, near Broome. That'll be fun. And Polly, what are you excited about the most about this trip? Want to turn around and tell everyone? Turn around.
The pool.
The pool? What, any pool in any place you stay at? Oh, I bet you'll do lots of swimming. Well, you guys have a wonderful trip. I want to thank Troy for coming in for Where Are They Now?
Thank you.
An old student in our school who's gone on to great things. And it just goes to show kids that cross country and athletics and all your running and stuff, that it can take you places and it can be part of your life. So, girls, have a great trip with your family. We are going to miss you and we can't wait to have you back for term 4.
Thank you. Cheers.
See you later.
Bye.
See ya.
A group of students have found a fantastic way to reuse bottle tops and bread tags.
Let's head over to Mr. Fisher to find out more.
So at Rosebud, folks, our sustainable practice is embedded in everything we do, and Stella and Ash and Tilly and Leah have started a program on recycling these particular things. And Leah, what is this all about?
Well, this is about, we've got a lot of bottle tops and bread tags that have been put up to the office.
And Till, where are those bread tags not ending up now?
Just don't put them in the landfill bin anymore. Just
Not what we need.
So what do we want people to do?
We want them to...
Bring them along to school?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring them along to school. And Ash, with all your bottle tops, this is just from today, isn't it?
With your bottle tops, this is from today, and we're getting a lot of them.
Yeah, and what happens to them?
And these bottle tops are going to a
charity,
and they're making these into artificial limbs.
Which is amazing, isn't it? So stuff that would have ended up in landfill is now becoming an artificial limb or something like that for...
Yeah.
It's incredible, isn't it? And Stel, what's happening to the bread tags?
Well, these bread tags are like raising money by getting sold to a man that makes bowls and plates out of them, and the money the man gives the lady who collects the bread tags for the money that he gives the lady for the bread tags gets to fundraise wheelchairs for more kids in Africa, like that have disabilities.
So how good's that? Artificial limbs and wheelchairs for kids in Africa. And where would they normally have ended up?
In landfill, destroying the planet.
Just taking up room and probably not taking thousands of years to break down.
Yeah.
And now they're getting a terrific use. Now, Stella, I know your mum's helped out lots with this, which is just fantastic. So thanks, Stella's mum. It's very, very good of you. And thank you, girls, for driving this project in our school. Well done indeed.
Thank you.
Indeed, we're here with our winners of our Build Our School competition. It's really exciting. The building of the school's really arcing up. Andriana, you did a good job building away. You've come in second place, so you've got your Bunnings thing there. Pretty happy about that?
Yes.
Yeah? Very good. Don't look so excited. That's terrific. And Noah, you're the winner. Little grade 1 Noah, here's the winner of our Lego competition. So Noah, did you enjoy building this new school?
Yeah.
Are you excited about having a new school?
Yeah, and it took like one morning to make it.
Did it? Fantastic. And I was so pleased. He not only entered it in the competition, but emailed me as well. So a bit of a technological whiz kid. And are you going to have fun with your new Bunnings buildings? You are? Get them out tonight and put them all together while you're watching assembly, do you reckon?
Yeah.
Righto, terrific, Noah. Congratulations, mate. Righto, for those older members of the audience, this is a bit of an advertisement, so I'll become a bit like Franco Cozzo. So Robin Blake's plant stall is going to be happening every morning before school. If you're keen on buying plants, I don't know whether you've seen Robin Blake's plant stall at the market, but that's going to operate every morning around at the back of the BER building, where all our plants and the chooks and everything in our beautiful sustainable garden. So if you're keen on that, come around. And a huge thank you to Peter Rao, Juddy Mills' granddad. Judd's a great little runner too, for supplying the whistles for us. He's donated the whistles so that we can blow them and keep the kids safe when they're crossing the road. So Peter, thank you very much indeed.
2% of our student population, that's 13 students, had birthdays this week.
Now it's time for the birthdays.
And it's a happy birthday too. On Monday, we had Joe.
On Tuesday, we have Caden and Jordan.
On Wednesday, we have Harrison, Olivia, and Cruz.
On Thursday, we have Ethan, Jacqueline, and Ruby.
On Friday, we have Winston and Sophie.
On Sunday, we have Isla and Penny.
Happy birthday!
Now it's time for Students of the Week.
Congratulations.
Coming up next week,
we have our school council meeting on Monday at 6:30 p.m.
On Wednesday, we have Winter Lightning Pram.
And on Friday, we have a 2:30 p.m. finish because it's our last day of term 2.
That's it for RPS News this week.
May your news be good news, and good night.